Hello, my lovelies. Good morning. We are live in the Queen's Curry Kitchen, in my kitchen. And today I'm making a breakfast, something that we usually make sweet, but today we're going to do the savory version of it. Yep, you guessed it. And it also says so in the title. It's oatmeal. Yay! Okay. So, if you don't like sweet breakfast, this is something you should definitely try. We're going to start with some Bengal gram. You can use any dry lentils. Throw it into the hot oil. Have some oil in the pan. I'm also going to add some cumin seeds. They have a nice earthy aroma. If you don't have cumin, you can also use mustard seeds and let them pop and splutter. Give it a gentle stir. Now the proportion to oatmeal and water is going to be, for every cup of oatmeal, we are going to use 2 cups of water. I'm cooking this with a lot of vegetables, so I have onions, I have 2 different kinds of bell peppers, I have a carrot lurking around somewhere, I'm also going to add some tomatoes, and I'm going to add lots of cilantro. My daughter is also a fan of curry leaves, so I'll be adding that as well. And some ginger for good measure. Okay, so if it's too early in the morning for you and you don't know what you want to eat for breakfast, you can definitely hop on this. If you have had breakfast and don't know what to do for lunch, you can absolutely make this for lunch. Right, so it's packed with fiber and all the goodness. You can certainly consider it. I'm just trying to chop this carrot into small pieces. I got a box from the farm, so every week I get some fresh vegetables, and then I take all of them, I make it into a stir fry and pretty much use it all week long. Okay, so now you can see the cumin seeds are roasted. I'm going to add a handful of white, finely chopped onions. I have my chai on the other side. So we are in good shape right about now. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some curry leaves, which I'm going to rip apart. Curry leaves are leaves that are aromatic. They're available in Indian grocery stores. And they almost have like a citrusy, pepper-ish kind of a flavor. There is no substitute for curry leaves, I think. But they're superbly aromatic. They're really great for your gut health. And they stay fresh in the fridge for many weeks. So if it's something that you've never tried, you certainly should think about it. It's used widely in South Indian cooking. Okay. Alrighty, so the onions don't have to be caramelized. We just have to saute them briefly. The carrots go in. And I have my red and green bell peppers, which I've thinly sliced. I'm working on a medium flame right now. We're not trying to caramelize anything. It's just light sauteing. Some cilantro. My daughter has asked for ginger, so I'm going to put ginger juliennes. Again, just a simple saute. If you know how to boil water, you should be able to make this without a problem. It's really not that complicated. You also get pre-mixed versions of this in the supermarket where you just put it in a bowl and empty it into a cup or a bowl and then stick it in the microwave. But it doesn't take that long to make anyway from scratch. Okay. I'm going to measure out, this is the oatmeal that I'm using, this is instant oats. I'm going to measure out a cup. And it really increases in volume as it cooks. So here, it's going to have that porridge-ish kind of a feel. This is a cup. I'm going to use 2 cups of the same measure for water. Okay, so when this happens, and you'll smell your vegetables being very aromatic. You can use any veggies. You can use broccoli, cabbage, peas. If you have paneer, you can use paneer. Any veggies, green beans, anything that you have. And if you make it in ghee, it's even better because there's something very hearty about using ghee for savory breakfasts. I think it really sets the tone for the day. And ghee is just such a great nourisher, regardless of season. Okay, so I'm just gonna lightly roast this oatmeal with the veggies. The flame is on medium low. I'm gonna measure the water in the same thing and I'll be back. So just note that I haven't added any water to this yet. I mean any salt to this yet. I haven't added any spices. Right now the aromas that are coming are basically from the cumin seeds and from the curry leaves. Okay, so this is getting lightly roasted. Here's 2 cups of water. I'm not going to add everything all at once. I'll add 1 cup and then I'll hold on to the 2nd cup and add it only if I need it. It can depend from oatmeal to oatmeal what brand you're using. And also the consistency that you're going for. You want it to have a porridge-like consistency. Okay, now to this I'm going to add some paprika, black pepper of course, some turmeric to give it that nice yellow color. Whenever you use turmeric, always add black pepper so there'll be better absorption of it. A little coriander seed powder and some salt. Hi Sarna, we're making oatmeal khichdi or salty savory oatmeal masala oats for breakfast, brunch, whatever it is. So I started out with sauteing the onions and the jeera. Then I added some curry leaves to the oil. Now I've added the veggies, sauteed that for 2 seconds. And then I'm sauteing the oatmeal itself. It's just dry oatmeal. I don't need to wash it or anything. It's just dry oatmeal that looks like this. Okay. I'm just using 1 cup and you can see a cup is a lot. Good morning, Amita. Good morning, Johnny. Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. Okay, so now it's nice and toasty. Toasted, roasted. It'll almost have like a nutty aroma in the air. So you'll be able to tell that it's pretty much ready. Yep. And it kind of it's still going to be dry because we haven't added any moisture or any water yet. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add the water. You can also add boiling water. That's also a very good tip. Like if you want to make your oatmeal, add boiling water to it, then it's just going to, it's not going to bring down the temperature of the pan. Okay, so this is going to happen. I don't have fresh garlic and my daughter wanted garlic. So what I am going to use is, I'll use some garlic powder. Just a dash of it. I don't like very garlicky things early in the morning. So anyway, just a little bit is good. Gonna give it a good stir. Now you can turn up the heat. I put the entire 2 cups of water in here. I'm gonna add a little extra cilantro. And then I'll put a cover on it. It's going to come to a boil and it's going to become the perfect porridge consistency. That's what you're going for. I'll put away everything. Oh, I forgot to add the tomatoes. I'm not a fan of tomatoes, so I keep forgetting to add tomatoes and things. There you go, just some tomatoes. We don't need to saute it or anything. It's just stick it in there. Okay, so the carrots are there, the bell peppers are there. I've tried to make it with as many vegetables as possible. I did have broccoli in my fridge. I have cauliflower too, but I guess I just didn't have the time to chop everything. So I skipped those veggies today. Especially on days when you don't feel like eating eggs for breakfast, this is just a great option. And not everybody likes a sweet breakfast. So this is perfect if you like savory things. This is just perfect. I'm just winding up everything. I have my chai going right over here, my elaichi chai with cardamom. I'm gonna add some ginger to my tea. Right about now, right about now. You wanna see how the oatmeal is doing? Let me show you. Okay, so it's simmering and you can see it starts to get thick, almost like a porridge. Just have to stir it a little bit. By the time all the water evaporates, it's going to be the perfect consistency. So eating oatmeal for 30 days straight can actually lower your cholesterol. So yeah, definitely a lot of fiber in there. If you are gluten intolerant, then it's a different story. I'm going to partially cover it and not cover it fully so that it can still simmer. I have to smash this. I'm going to smash this in my mortar and pestle to get all the juice from the ginger. You can also grate your ginger for your chai. I actually like it grated because then the juices go right into the tea. What I like to do is add a little bit of water to kind of pick up all of the juices from here. And then add it to my chai. Some people like to add it early on in the process. Some people like to add it later. I feel like if you're going to use ginger in your chai, add it earlier. If you're going to use cardamom or any other aromatics, add it later so that the flavors will stay. Okay, so this is coming along just fine. Look at that. It's softening up. You see how it's becoming nice and thick like a khichdi. It's really good for children as a snack. It's really good for seniors. If they have any problems with chewing or swallowing, then don't put these veggies. What you can do is you can make the broth out of these vegetables and just cook it in the vegetable broth instead of cooking it with actual vegetables. That way they'll get the goodness of the veggies without having to chew. Like my mother has chewing and swallowing problems, so she may not be able to process all of the veggies, but if I was making this for her, I wouldn't put the onions. I'll put onion powder instead. I'll put more ginger and garlic so she'll get better flavor. So I would do all those things depending on who I'm making it for. If you're making it for a small baby, then don't put too much salt because you don't want babies to get accustomed to too much salt. But you can definitely chop the vegetables and cook them. Also, if you're trying to raise your kids without rice and wheat, this is a great option. You can make it and then you can churn it in the blender. It's nice and savory. You can add butter or ghee to it before feeding it to your toddler or your baby. It also is great for a lunchbox. It does get a little gloppy, so if they're okay with the texture of it, then you can actually just send it in a lunchbox. Okay, let me get a bowl ready to serve this thing, and I will have to show you what it looks like when it's done. Depending on the brand of oatmeal, you may need a little extra moisture or water, or if it's the usual measure is about 2 cups of water for every cup of oatmeal. See, it's nice, and I think this could use another half cup because it's kind of a dry texture. Also, if you want to make it into a khichdi, add dal to this, boiled dal, and it'll be good. And if you want to give it the taste of Maggi, oh yes, let me tell you this. Huge tip. If only I could find it, then that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Okay, well, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. So if you want to give it the taste of Maggi noodles, you're going to use this Indian curry powder called Kitchen King. This is going to make your masala oats taste like Maggi noodles. You know, the Maggi 2 minutes. So just add that towards the end. Stir it in. I feel like it needs maybe a 1/4 cup of water because I don't like to see the grains like this. I like it to be quite mashed, almost like a congee. Just a little bit. And I like to add a little chaat masala just to give it that umami. So we are going to add a pinch of chaat masala. You can also add a little lemon juice to make it savory. It's also great for your evening chai. If you want to just have a little snack, you can eat this. If you put it into like a box and leave it in your fridge, you can literally cut squares out of it. Almost like a savory patty, but you don't have to deep fry it. You can just eat it because it's fully cooked. Okay, so this is going to simmer for just 2 seconds. We're pretty much done. My chai is also done. So, between me and my daughter, I do have to make eggs for myself because I don't want to have oatmeal. I'm going to strain my chai. And I'll show you what the oatmeal looks like. For sure. So where is everybody tuning in from? Let me know what's your favorite savory breakfast. And how many of you will still eat your sweet croissants and jam toast, even if there are savory options, right? Let me know in the comments. So this is DDD done. You can see it's nice and gooey. Right, I'm going to scoop it up into here. We're going to plate it nicely. You can also add some cheese to it if your children or whoever you're cooking it for likes cheese. Then don't add the curry leaves. I think those two things don't go together. But if you keep it rather neutral and bland in flavor, you can absolutely add the cheese. I'm going to add a little bit of the carrots so that I can get pretty pictures of this. Add a little bit of the green pepper. And if you like green chilies, you can absolutely add green chilies and make it spicy. You can add crushed red pepper flakes. Make it your own, right? So this is what it is. I also make this with quinoa. So there's like several ways to get more veggies into your diet and eat savory breakfast. You don't have to be stuck with something sweet. Now I'm just chopping up these vegetables and creating a garnish for it. Just a little sliver of green pepper that I'm just gonna... You can add cashew nuts to it. You can add raisins to it if you want a little bit of a texture. If you want to add any nuts, you can add peanuts or cashew nuts. Both are good. And you don't even have to fry them. Just saute it with the onions and the veggies and then just stick it in. It should be good. Okay, so that's your oatmeal right there. You can add a dollop of ghee on top. If you're trying to feed it to your toddlers and you want to make sure that they get the calories that they need. And then here goes some cilantro. So if you want this kind of easy recipes or you want to learn how to cook along, you can follow my YouTube channel. It's Queen's Curry Kitchen. I'm also on TikTok as Queen's Curry Kitchen. My Instagram is Indian Food Queens. You can follow my journey there. Definitely turn on your notifications so the next time I'm going live, you don't miss anything. Here's one pretty curry leaf for garnish. And breakfast is ready. In the time that it took us to chat, here's a nice, pretty savory breakfast just for you. All right, so don't forget to visit our website, queenscurrykitchen.com. I have classes for beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels. You can take a class with me online and get to cook something that you've always wanted to cook in your own kitchen. Don't be shy. There's a free download of a chana masala recipe on the website that you should definitely think about. You can head over to the website and download that and enjoy cooking for your family. I will see you soon in another video. Until then, be blissful and flavorful. Keep cooking. Happy Thursday. Bye.